Hi everybody, it's Kimberly and I'm back with the Twin Flame family, and today is Monday, October 24th, and I wanted to give a energy update for the collective Twin Flames for this week starting today. So over the weekend and moving into next week or into next weekend through the October 30th, we've got the Sun, Mercury, and the Moon entering Scorpio. And astrologically, you may be reading things about that this could be a time of like death and renewal or rebirth, things ending, truth coming out, things like that. And those energies will be present. But I wanted to talk about something that came up with me and my twin flame over the weekend and is kind of like swimming around in my head, and thought it might be helpful to share. And I do feel as if it pertains to the especially the Sun, Mercury, and Moon shifting into Scorpio. So if you know anything about Scorpio, Scorpio is a very dynamic sign. There's a lot of strength and positive aspects that Scorpio carries, but one of the strong aspects is about control and jealousy. And jealousy is something that I think many of us experience. We absolutely hate the feeling of jealousy, as most people do. And even if you're the most secure person in the world, you will at some point in your life or during different relationships become jealous. And so wanted to talk about, over the past week or so, my twin and I have been bumping into the woman that he had a karmic relationship with. So she's sort of around us, and we haven't allowed the energies to affect us. We just sort of stayed stronger next to each other, which was really good. And she didn't, confront us or talk to us or anything like that. So we did a good job at like sort of shielding those energies. However, she's like making a recurring entrance, whether I keep seeing her or she's around when we're together. It's a really odd dynamic where we are, and but it is not odd in terms of like being coincidental. Obviously, it's very much being placed there because there's something that still needs to heal on some other level. So over the weekend, I was feeling, he had told a story about her, and I felt extremely jealous. I felt those feelings of jealousy boil up in me. There were other incidences over the weekend where I felt his attention, his pure positive focus, shifting away from me and onto other women that were around us, but not in like a yucky way, just in a way where it just like kind of pinged me in my heart, or like just. So I have to look at myself and go, why is this bothering? This is a natural thing. I mean, we all look around at who's around us, and I do the same thing when a male or female walk by me who are, that are good looking, or if they have some trait that you're envying or admiring or noticing. It's normal, and I can usually deal with those things quite well. But for some reason, the intense energies of feeling jealous have become present. So what is the jealousy? The jealousy is basically something, that you want. So let's say that this is my twin. I want to be with my twin in a harmonious relationship where we're going to stay together, and there are no outside threats. Okay. So the introduction of the woman from the past, that karmic relationship, her circling around us, and me noticing maybe his pure positive focus, not, lifting off of me and maybe wandering somewhere else and then coming back to me. It's like these things are threatening that ideal of, I want to be with my twin and for there to be no outlying threats. Jealousy is just that in a nutshell. It's I want this, but I feel like I can't have it. Or I feel threatened because of this, that, or the other thing. Jealousy and envy can also be present as in like that you see a characteristic in somebody else that you feel like you don't possess. So whether it's something that hits an insecurity within you. So the point being that in all of this, that jealousy brings about a focus on fear and what you do not have or lack. And it's okay to feel jealous at times in relationships, and it is okay to express it, and you should express it, and you should also allow the feelings to come through you. It's not something that you need to deny yourself of. It's perfectly natural, and it's something that's very good to be aware of, because when you're aware of it, you can start to discern like what is stemming from within you and where you can change the thought process. Because for me, when my twin looks at somebody else or takes the focus off of me, I tend to look at that person and say, well, there might be this inner feeling of, oh, well, she'll steal him because she has something that I don't have. And then I begin to pick that apart. So the truth is that when we are in alignment with ourselves and with source energy and feeling strong in our power, in our own power center, and in our own the security comes from within. So we're not going to find it out there, and our twin is not going to make us feel secure. Or the person that we're in a relationship with, our soulmate, whomever, is not going to make us feel secure. The feeling of security comes from within. So if those feelings are coming up for you, it's time for you to check in within yourself and notice that, one, there is a focus on comparison. Like there's probably the comparison thinking. This person has this, therefore he or she may gravitate towards that person because I don't have that. So it's pointing to insecurities within us that probably need to be healed because of ongoing thinking, core beliefs that we have led ourselves to believe. I'm not pretty enough. I'm not skinny enough. I'm not smart enough. I'm not blonde enough. I'm not brunette enough. You know, whatever those crazy little things are that have spawned our insecurities. Those are the things that we need to pay attention to. And then going back to the focus on fear and lack, it's like you cannot stand in a place of feeling fearful and feeling the lack and then express that to your partner. So I do feel it's important that jealousy needs to be expressed, because the more that you hold it in, eventually it will erupt. So the next time those jealous feelings, if they're buried within you, you'll keep pulling it into your experience, okay? You'll keep pulling experiences in where you'll feel more and more jealous, okay? So it's better to express it, but you don't want to express it from a place of feeling frantic or upset or crazy or, you know, because your partner most likely will go on the defense and they will not, be able to receive or comfort you or speak truthfully to you, because they'll be put on a very defensive, in a defensive place. And jealousy can feel like that. It is the green monster. It makes you feel crazy. It makes you, it could make you feel ragingly mad, or make you cry, or make you feel all of these things. And it's really like we need to get back into alignment with ourselves, and also realize that if we try to have a conversation with our twin or with our soulmate, with our partner, when we're feeling an extreme lack, an extreme fear, we're going to be met by that same feeling. So it's better to try to shift into alignment with ourselves, acknowledge the energies, try to figure out where they're stemming from, like the core beliefs, where the insecurities are within us. And then instead of blaming our partner or our twin, like, you're looking at this person, you want her better or more or for whatever reason. Rather than doing that scenario, it's better to look within ourselves and figure out, okay, these are some things that I need to work on. And from that place, it's also an acknowledgement of, I really want to stop focusing on the lack, and I want to stop focusing on this fear that I have. And I'm going to calmly express it and allow my partner to respond. And, I think it's very telling how a partner will respond when you are calm and more in alignment with yourself and not coming from a place of like raging jealousy. It's important how they respond. So if they're responding to you in comforting your worries and reassuring you, then that's probably a good sign, okay? But if you're coming at them from a good place and a calm place and just expressing your feelings and they're not receiving it well and they're becoming extremely defensive, probably not a good sign, okay? And a lot of comments have been coming up on my YouTube about your twin flame sounds like a jerk. Well, I have news for everybody. News flash. All of our twin flames are going to be jerks to us. That's how we grow, and that's why these things are happening. And it may sound extra jerky to you, and you might feel the same dynamic with your twin, whether it's a jerk because it's a guy or it's a bitch because it's a girl or whatever. Your twin flame is going to be that for you. And I have no doubt in my mind and in my heart that everything that we go through, it's for growth. And I do end up seeing the other side. I always end up seeing the reflection in the mirror, which is unbelievable because I've never been able to do that in any other relationship. And so when it helps me see myself better, when it is healing, when the jerkiness or the things that you react to right away that you don't like are causing growth ultimately, right? It might not feel like it at the time, but when it does spawn growth, when it does spawn more love, when it does spawn self-love, self-reflection, self-awareness, those are positive things. So even if it feels like jerky or awful in the moment, which hence some of these like jealous type behaviors might feel, it is your duty, if this is truly your twin, to look at yourself and say, what does this mean for me, within me? What needs to be healed deeper, on a deeper level within me? And I think a lot of stuff is changing in our dynamic and also within me, how I communicate, the need to react, throw temper fits, get ragingly mad is subsiding. And I used to react that way when I really loved somebody and was really, really hurt or sparked or ignited. So as those behaviors really start to shift, because there is a shift from within and a new awareness and a new level of closeness and comfort and sharing and communication, those are huge transformations. And so I think that this is happening in the collective quite a bit, that we're all sort of reprogramming how we react. We're able to step away from the 3D stuff. So I think those comments that I get on YouTube, like, oh, your twin is a jerk, you're being a 3D jerk and a 3D bitch. But when you pull yourself up above it and you start to see what's behind the behaviors, and you know that it's stemming from, a deep childhood wound, but then when the two people are starting to work on themselves and healing, it's like this rapid growth takes place, and it's expansion and it's positive. And we laugh about it sometimes because we can be both so stubborn when we're playing the roles of however you want to label it, the jerk, the bitch, the whatever. We're so stubborn, and we're so it's like we take our feet and plant them in cement, and the cement is like all of our old patterns, right? It's like it's like our go-to place. But the longer that we stay stuck in the cement, it's like there is no movement. There's nothing happening. But as we start to, break away from that, and, the pavement's cracking and we're breaking away from that, we can start to shift, right? It's like a little earthquake. And that shaking up doesn't always feel comfortable. But in that shifting is where the growth happens. It's where the expansion happens. It's where the self-healing happens. And it's where the relationship starts to heal and shift and grow and transform so that you can be together in harmony. And day by day, things are becoming more harmonious, at least in my situation. And I can speak to the collective as well and say the same thing is true for you. But the rebirth, that whole theme right now, the death and rebirth, the darkness coming in for fall and the light, starting to wane, the, coming up on Halloween, we're thinking about death and rebirth. Fall, we're thinking about leaves falling and dying and new life spawning as we cycle through the seasons. So this is the same thing that's happening, being mirrored in your twin flame relationships right now. And for some of you who are still in ego thinking and ego reaction, you're feeling like, I'm done with this. And I keep hearing it over and over again. It's not coming around again. I'm done with it. And I can't deal with those behaviors. I'm better off. But, that's ego. That's your ego still talking. So we need to get out of ego talking, ego thinking, and really slip into ourselves and in line with our own source energy that's coming down, filtering in through us, that's giving us messages, that's guiding us, that's putting us on our mission, and align with that so that we can receive the love and give unconditional love the way that we are meant to in this very deep, profound experience. You've met your twin flame, the ultimate mirror. So energies, like I said, death, rebirth, renewal, finding new ways, reprogramming in our relationships so that we can grow closer, so that we can not react in the same old ways. And then I feel like jealousy is going to be a theme, whether you're jealous of your twin in his or her karmic relationship, or jealous of the person that they're in the karmic relationship with, or, finding new insecurities coming up within you, or even if it's just about still the need for control, like I'm jealous of their time, I'm jealous of their attention. That needs to shift also, where we're focusing from within. And like in my last video, we're finding the surrender. I'm going to pick a couple of the Ascended Masters cards just for the energies for this week coming up. And this is so funny, and it always comes up in these YouTube readings every single time. It's Follow Your Heart, St. Francis, and the golden light. And it is again about, we connect with our twin flames from the heart chakra, from the golden flame, golden light energy. And this is again saying, follow your heart, the love that's there. Don't cover it up with ego-based thinking. And because even if you say I'm done, or I can't take this behavior anymore, or my twin's making me jealous, or whatever it is, really everything still goes back to you. It means you haven't stripped away your ego-based thinking enough. It means you're not radiating an unconditional love, and you're probably just denying yourself true feelings that you really have. So this is asking you to uncover what's truly in your heart, okay? There may be new ways that you need to find of dealing with yourself that need to happen in order for you to reconnect with the love that's really in your heart. So don't shut the love down that's inside, and follow your heart, okay? Okay, so that's one, and I'm going to pick another. And this also has just come up recently, which is purification, right? White Tara. And This came up recently in the last cards that I pulled from this deck. And it is about like cleansing those yucky energies. So if there is residual jealousy, residual negativity, residual things that are building up, we cannot let them build up and then explode. This is what it's saying. It's saying to clear it. So we have to spend time getting in alignment with ourselves. So if you see closely here, she is in a prayer pose, very centered, in her power center, in her solar plexus. And it's saying get in alignment with yourself, work on clearing your own inner wounds and your own, insecurities first, but then be centered enough so that we can express it calmly. And there are all these waves around her. This is ocean or water, which is emotion. And this is saying, let's get centered. Let's get a grasp on our emotions so that we can express them better. Okay. And I'm just going to do a bottom of the deck. Okay. So this is clear and shield your energy. Moria. So the clear and shield your energy. For this week, I do feel like it is not allowing the stuff that's around you, like whether it's the karmic relationship. Like I mentioned, I'm seeing my twin's ex from his karmic relationship, and I said we've done a good job at shielding those energies because we're not allowing it in. We're not allowing her to come over and speak to us or cause confrontation or cause any drama. And that happens from within. And we both made an agreement with one another to try to shield those energies consciously, stay positive, not let her affect us, in our partnership. And even still, there may be jealousies or things that come up. And it's just asking you to go within, heal within, but also, just shield yourself. Just say, I'm only allowing the positive in. I'm getting rid of the fear. I'm getting rid of the insecurity. I'm not going to keep focusing on the negative. I'm not going to focus on the lack of what I don't have or anything like that. Because if I do, I'm just going to keep pulling it into me. So that's it for this week, you guys. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful week. And again, you can check out my new website. It's thetwinflamefamily.com. I'm also doing individual readings, which are underway, which have been going great. And I will hold a support group call this week, most likely later in the week, probably like Thursday evening, but I will announce it. If you want more information, you can write me through the website. There's a contact form there. And again, it's thetwinflamefamily.com. See you guys soon and be well.